Let's do this. Friday.
Welcome to our bonus pod, Covino and Rich, our special Friday edition where friends might stop by. You never know who's going to be here, so definitely hit the follow. Again, Overpromised. Brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook as people get ready for the spooky season, their last-minute trip to Spirit Halloween.
Dude.
We're going to tell you the do's and don'ts of Halloween and your Halloween costumes, okay? So stick around for that. Plus, Dickie's Dope Picks.
I got you covered. Some teasers, some parlays, as Hubie Halloween would say. Halloween is upon us.
Halloween and the World Series is upon us.
Oh, yeah, tonight. You know my pick. I said it last. Overpromised. It was Rangers minus 170 money line to win the whole thing, and you can watch that episode anytime. But let's get into this because I know you're the type of guy. Steve Covino.
I'm the type of guy.
Steve Covino is the type of guy that has probably kept every ribbon, trophy, award, plaque, all the shit that you accumulate over the years. I guarantee you're like, Mom, don't throw it out. Am I right?
Yeah. My parents have a whole shrine to me with all my awards.
Oh, you're like Gaylord Falker in Meet the Parents?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hold on. If you achieve something, I don't care if it's at the smallest of levels in your Pee Wee League or art contest, whatever it was.
Remember that time you won $500? In art lessons?
In art lessons.
Oh, no, wait. That was Bob from La Bamba. My bad. I'm sorry.
But you don't get rid of the prize. I don't think you display it like a nerd. But, you know, you put it somewhere. You keep it somewhere safe or you hand it on to another family member for inspiration or something. I don't think you throw those things away ever.
I'll be honest. Looking back, I don't think it cramped me. And by the way, that's Covino's mom's house, the Hall of Gaylord. I remember as a teenager, I had my first girlfriend and I was still rocking my baseball trophies. They had the year because I remember I started in 86 T-ball. I had 86, 87, 88, and I had a couple bowling trophies mixed in. And I'm thinking, did my high school sweetheart want it more because I was a trophy guy?
I'd say yes. At that time in your life, that meant something. It showed that you accomplished some things. You were a champion. Those are things you were proud of. Anything you were that proud of at one point in your life, you don't get rid of. That's why I always find it odd when you see guys selling their Super Bowl rings, and you see it on Pawn Stars. Stupid Rick from Pawn Stars has someone's Super Bowl ring or championship ring, World Series ring. It's like, wow, how desperate you got to be to get rid of things like that. Because, like I said, at the smallest of levels, I think you keep these things.
Now, there's a story in the news that brings this up, and it's Chris Pratt, who's a huge Seattle Seahawks fan, and I take credit for some shit that he'll remember if I told him. If we ever bump into Chris Pratt again, this is around the time where he was still with Anna Faris, and his star was on the rise. This is before the big movies. This is before Jurassic Park, Chris Pratt. This is before Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt. Him and I were shooting the shit about sports. I'm like, I'm a Niners guy. He's like, I'm a Seahawks guy. And I go, yo, you ever think about raising the flag, the 12th man? And it went off in his head. He's like, oh, I never thought I think I might be able to now. About a year later, I saw him do it. And I'm like, he will never give me credit unless I remind him.
All thanks to his appearance on our show many years ago.
There he is.
Yep. And I told him, hey, man, you should probably think about doing like a Jurassic Park remake. I remember telling him that.
You did not do it.
No, I know. It was me. I swear to God, I'm taking credit. One day he'll thank me.
But anyway, but he's in the news because he found out that his now wifey, the beautiful daughter of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Katherine Schwarzenegger Pratt, her mom and family keeps all her stuff. Spot, do you mind reading the caption for us?
I would love to. Maria Shriver, has been storing special items from Catherine's childhood for years, which is so very thoughtful. To see my darling wife beaming with sentiment as she opens these crates of meticulously organized keepsakes, remembering her cherished youth makes me grateful for her efforts her folks put into archiving. Here we go. I cannot say how proud I am of my wife for being a 4th grade problem-solving superstar.
4th grade problem solver.
For the trophy for most improved 2-year-old in swim class. You didn't cut it? Move on. What's that you say? She was the only 2-year-old in swim class? I'm proud nonetheless.
Yo, my daughter
nonetheless, my daughter still accomplishments.
My daughter in kindergarten just got an award at the assembly.
Yeah.
For knowing how to spell big words the best. And I'm like, I have that certificate. Do I keep that?
Yeah, you put it in a binder somewhere. Look, then again, I'm not saying you display these things for the rest of your life. No, you put them away somewhere. I still got all my Little League All-Star certificates, all those things in a binder. They're in little plastic things away in a Rubbermaid bin. I think that's where they belong. My trophies, they're in my parents' attic. You got to look at it this way. Now, keep in mind, I come from a crazy Mexican mom, right? You got to keep that in mind.
Oh, she's crazy.
Kept our belly,
she's loving, but she's crazy.
Our belly buttons. She kept our teeth. Okay. Yes.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, she did. So you don't think my mom was going to keep every accomplishment that we had along the way for all 5 of her kids? You better believe she did. So it's not like I have my trophies and I'm displaying them like some loser, right? But I do have them if I'm going up into the attic, looking around for some old He-Man figures or something, trying to find my old varsity jacket. Oh, there they are.
Yeah,
in a bin.
The Wall of Steve.
No, but you see your old accomplishments. You see your old trophies because they meant so much to you at one point. You had to get somewhere. You had to win something to achieve those. Remember, we're coming from a time where you actually had to win to get those trophies. It's not like today where they're just handing them out.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was looking at my phone because I found a picture I just sent to Spot. I agree with the sentiment of like, yo, they mean something, right?
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'll be like, who wants this once it's over? So I play men's softball because I'm a freaking athlete hitting bombs. We won the championship last season. I posed with the trophy. Know what my first thought was? Which sucker has to bring this home? Spot, if you want to play, like I'm thinking that big, ridiculous softball trophy.
It's huge.
Do you think I want that in my house? I was like, all right, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, but then again, you're a guy who really doesn't want much of anything.
If you're on my softball team and they're like, Steve, you want to bring it home? What would you say?
I display it and I bring it to my parents' house. Hey, guys, look what I won. Can I throw it in your attic?
Yo, there was some shit that annoyed you in Spot so much. I'm not a fantasy football guy at all, but occasionally I'll play. I'm more of a gambler. DraftKings Sportsbook. Got my football picks in a few. But I won our Covino Rich listener fantasy football league one year.
And the guy who organized it, Chris Rocker, pals of ours, they went out and bought a championship wrestling belt.
Like a
for the winner.
WWE beautiful belt.
Very elaborate, very expensive, a lot of thought put into it. Yeah, it was a prize.
Yeah, a prize that I looked at, I go, guys, look, I won. And then I put it in the kitchen at work for anyone that wants to take it. I'm like, you want this? I'll throw it out.
Now that's just disrespectful.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's just trash behavior right there.
That's a nice way to put it. You threw it in the trash. You dropped it in the trash can.
Yeah. And you think I'm going to agree with this guy?
I pulled it out.
Yo, I salt bid that shit into the garbage can. I was like,
he has no sentimental value at all. So again, you could hear what I'm saying, you hear what he's saying, and put it somewhere in between.
Do you think I want that championship belt? I'm not the Ultimate Warrior. I don't want a belt. I'm not the honky tonk
You know what?
man.
Maybe your little son would have wanted to march around like he was a wrestling champion.
Well,
you know,
I'm no longer a fantasy football champion, but I got the picks for you. You ready?
All right.
All right. DraftKings Sportsbook code Overpromised. Let me hit you up with this week's teaser and parlay. You want to start with the? Let's start with the parlay.
Okay.
We got a 3-team money line parlay. There's one I'm taking the points, right? So let's go. Jacksonville is playing at Pittsburgh. Jacksonville at Pittsburgh. Again, I am not sold at all on Kenny Pickett. I know he's like fourth quarter Kenny, and he's
they are playing
up.
better though.
Dude, they're 4-2.
Yeah.
I can't say they're bad. They're 4-2.
But Jacksonville's also playing a lot better. They're playing great.
I am not sold on Pittsburgh even a little bit because Jacksonville's hot. And I think even though they are in Pittsburgh, wave your terrible towels. I get it. But I'm going Jacksonville money line. I think Jacksonville keeps winning. I'm going Jacksonville money line. The next one, the Cleveland Browns coming off a big win against the Niners. And then an even cooler win where they put up 39 points against Indy. So Cleveland right now, whether they have their quarterback or not, they're playing well. I think they got confidence. They're playing at Seattle. They're 3.5 point underdogs. I'm taking the plus 3.5 because even if they lose a close game by field goal, I'll win. So I like Jacksonville money line. I like Cleveland plus 3.5.
I'm going to tell Chris Pratt you said that.
Yeah, he's not going to like that. And I love the 49ers at home against Cincy money line. I'm not dealing with the points. It's 5.5, but I think the Niners, They can't lose 3 in a row, or can they?
Or can they? I mean, let's hope not. I'll tell you what, I looked at their schedule. Their upcoming schedule gets tough.
Yeah.
So
moneyline parlay.
I think they have to win this one.
Jacksonville, Cleveland, and the 49ers. I'm doing this stupid thing where I'm picking a lot of road teams, and people are like, I don't know what you're doing. Jacksonville on the road, Cleveland on the road, Niners at home. So there's your 3-team parlay. Do you like it?
I like it.
Okay, good.
The 49ers one scares me, though, but I do like it.
You think Cincy, huh?
No, I'm just saying that
they don't look sharp.
They've been playing pretty weak lately.
All right.
Put it nicely.
Now your teaser. Again, what happens every week? I say, Covino, how could this teaser fail? Half the time, I'm right. Half the time, it fails.
In your defense, it's been a crazy season.
It's been a crazy.
Right.
Who would have thought last week when I was like, guys, Buffalo just needs to beat New England.
Exactly. In your defense.
So I like Kansas City. Now they're playing at Denver. Yo, this quick little boost of energy that Russ has been shown in Denver, I think that ends when they play the Chiefs. No offense. I mean, yeah, you win a couple games, like, wow, Denver's 2-5 now? It ends. They're playing at home in Denver, but they're playing KC. The Chiefs are favored by 7. Kick that down from 7 to 1. So you need the Chiefs to just beat Denver. Now, next week, if I go, hey, guys, who would have ever thought Denver would win? Just remember this conversation. The Chiefs have to beat Denver.
Based on everything that's happened this season, that's what's going to happen now.
So
but
Kansas City by 1. So I got the Chiefs -1 in Denver. They just need to beat the Broncos, which should be cake, right?
Broncos had a good game. We didn't have it today, and we just gotta watch some tape, get them next week.
And this one will
You're hoping that doesn't happen.
This one will not sit well with our producer Danny G or my mom, who are both Raiders fans. But I think the Raiders blew their chance last week when they just got humiliated by the Bears.
Yeah,
I know, Matt. I know you always say every week, hey, it's all about the matchups. But the Raiders are playing at Detroit. Detroit got stomped last week. If you don't think that coaching staff and the Lions going back home to Detroit, they're favored by 8. Kick that down to 2. The Lions over the Raiders by 2. Lions have a big bounce back game in my mind.
Yeah, they have to.
And especially with the Raiders struggling. The Raiders blew their opportunity. They were 3-3, could have jumped over 500 and lost to the Bears?
I would say the Lions are playing mad, playing angry.
Yeah.
Have to get back on track.
So I like
They're going to
KC.
take it out on the Raiders.
KC, masterpiece. This is a masterpiece.
Going to be a masterpiece.
Chiefs -1, Lions -2. That is a 2-team 6-point teaser bet. I not only like it, not only love it, I got to have it. So there you go. And the NFL season is going strong. And our pals at DraftKings Sportsbook cooking up new customers with an offer that's even stronger. Bet $5 on any game this week. You're going to score $200 instantly in bonus bets. And DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of these sweet deals every game day in October.
So get on the game day greatness. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code OVERPROMISED. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets when you bet $5 on the NFL. That's code OVERPROMISED only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles, and Louisiana. 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
So welcome back to Overpromised, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm Covino. That is Rich.
I like the teaser a lot. The parlay,
yeah.
For the record, Spot, if you want to throw them up one more time. The parlay, you're right. Cincy Niners is a tough one. Browns at Seattle, tough, but I'm confident. I like it. But that teaser seems, again, too good to be true. Kansas City and the Lions can't beat the Broncos and the Raiders? Come on.
We will see.
Lock them up. Thank you,
You would
DraftKings.
think. So some great football, some World Series baseball, and, of course, your Halloween celebration. Halloween is upon us,
there's
right?
a movie you got to check out. I don't think you have yet on Amazon. Totally killer. Time travel, murder.
Is it as good as the Old Dads movie you recommended?
No, Old Dads wasn't great, but I'm telling you, totally killer. Watch it. All right.
right.
Now, speaking of Halloween, Covino and I have been known to rock some pretty sweet Halloween costumes over the years. For years, we were going to Maxim parties with Playboy. We worked in that world for a while. Halloween is always a fun time of the year. Women get a little more promiscuous. Guys are dressing up, acting fun. I love Halloween.
With the mustache, when you say that, it sounds a little creepier.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, is that Zach and Slater or what?
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorites.
Wait, is that Zach and Slater? No, that's me and you.
That's you and me.
That's me. Look at that. So yeah, that's us at ESPN years ago. We get into it. We lean into it because it's fun, but there's do's and don'ts. There's rules to the costumes, rules to what you need to do and what you don't need to do at these parties.
All right, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Well, I got one because my biggest pet peeve.
Okay.
One of my biggest pet peeves, and it's sports related. If you're going to be an athlete, a football player, baseball player, hockey player, it doesn't matter. If you're going to be a professional athlete,
do you say athlete with 3 syllables?
I do that. That's how I roll.
Okay.
Put that emphasis on it.
If you're going to be a professional athlete,
you got to buy the authentic jersey and the pants and go all out.
Agreed.
You got to show up to the party looking like Bruce Bochy. You got to rock the mustache, a real mustache, but you got to have the real authentic gear. You cannot buy baseball player in a bag last minute with no logo, generic outfit, generic hat, last minute at Spirit Halloween. That is the weakest look ever.
Embarrassing.
That's embarrassing. You know what it screams too? That you're not a real sports fan and you waited last minute and now you just have to be the generic sports nerd. I don't like it.
You know what bothers me about that costume the most?
Everything.
It feels like a real professional athlete that's doing a commercial and they couldn't get the rights.
Yeah.
Like, there's Peyton Manning in like a blue helmet. Like,
or remember when you were a kid, flash it back on a Friday, you get like a post-serial baseball cards, but they couldn't use the logo of the teams. They had to black it out.
That's the weakest shit.
It's so corny.
We were at a party once, and I don't want to call him out, but one of your ex's brothers showed up as baseball player, and I'm like,
baseball player.
What is this?
Like, he wasn't Derek Jeter.
No,
he wasn't Alex
player.
He was baseball guy.
Right.
What are you, 3 years old? Get out of here.
I got one. It's a pain in the ass, but if you have a costume that requires props, what are you, Carrot Top? Once you get to the costume party and you're like, yeah, here's my, blow up guitar or my axe or my whatever. Accept the fact that you're going to leave it there because you're not going to want to carry around a prop the whole time. A huge cane or a hatchet. What are you going to do? You're going to really bring that around everywhere you go?
Weaker. Can I put a kibosh on something else?
Yeah.
Like a lot of times, like if you're a rock star of sorts, someone will bring like an inflatable guitar. Like, how corny is that?
Yeah, but at least you could be okay losing it. What, are you going to bring your Gibson?
No, don't bring one at all. But if you are going to bring something, again, like Rich said, be okay losing it or leaving it there because that's what's going to happen.
I know because I have a mustache, it might feel like I'm a little pervy, but there's inflatable guitar guy.
You got props? No props for me.
If you're looking to hook up, which is such a big theme of Halloween, right? Everyone's having fun. People are like, yo, it's a good night to hook up if you're single. Don't wear makeup that will C-block yourself. Don't be the guy with ghoulish makeup. What woman is going to be like,
well, that guy's not going to pull all the ladies?
I mean, think about it. Even if that guy's super handsome with all the makeup, you think some girls will be like, yeah, I'm going to make out with a guy who has, like, honestly, makeup on his mouth and face? Stop it. You're blocking yourself.
Yeah, that's not getting you any action.
No girls banging the ghoul is what I'm saying.
No, I agree with you. Yeah.
I got another one. Please. I've learned this lesson when I was the Hulkster once, and people thought I was not Hulk Hogan because you were Slash.
I was Slash for like the 7th time.
And I was the Hulkster standing next to you. And people are like, oh, wait, you're David Lee Roth?
No, they thought you were Axl Rose.
I was like, Axl Rose? I could have been David. You know what the thing is? You want to be a costume that no one asks, who are you?
Exactly.
Oh.
You need to own it. They need to know who you are or else you failed.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
So, you can't be asked, who are you?
And you need to be the best version of that thing. There's a lot of popular costumes this year.
I wrote that down too. Be the best. If there's going to be a million Barbie and Kens, don't be the weak-ass Barbie and Ken. If there's going to be Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, and you're going to do that shit, you better have a Chiefs jersey, a nice mustache. You better have your wifey with the red lipstick like Taylor Swift. You better be good.
You better be the best one there, or you failed. You're the weakest one there.
And
And that being said, a lot of people go on the trends, the Barbies and Kens, or the memes. A lot of people go as memes. So if people are thinking about being Kevin James this year with the
hands in the pocket,
with the hands in the pocket and the flannel and everything, guess what? You're not the only person thinking about it. So guess what? You know who's gonna be better than you? That big fat guy that looks like Kevin James.
Yeah, that guy's gonna win.
He's gonna win. And now you failed. So be the best one.
Here's another Halloween tip from Covino and Rich to you guys here on Overpromised. I've said this to my wife time and time again because my wife, there are times where she'll think of some obscure shit.
When you say my wife with that mustache, all I think about is Borat.
My wife.
Yeah, now I just see Borat.
Good.
Yeah, you should be in for Halloween.
So there are times
Or
where
Bruno, one of them.
What's up?
What's up?
There are times where my wife will think a little too obscure.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, I want to be Sailor Moon or some shit. I'm like, babe, be a costume that people know.
I'm with you on that.
And I know we said this before, but much like karaoke, Halloween, not the time to try to be cutesy and obscure. Like, oh, this is the character from a random TV show I only liked.
Yeah, you're playing for the fans.
What you're doing is you're the person that chooses their favorite song at karaoke, not what'll play to the crowd. Halloween, the idea is to play to the crowd. You don't go to a costume party for yourself. You go so people say, oh, that's cool. And I got one more. This is a little trickery that I feel like you told me once because we observed this.
Uh-oh.
Think about what a lot of women are going to be.
Oh, man, you stole my notes.
I'll
I wrote it down right here.
Then explain. I think it's your theory.
If you know the woman you like or the hottie you got your eye on is going to the party and you know she's going to be, I'll throw it back with a random reference. You know she's going to be Evil Lynn. You better show up as Skeletor. He-Man. Meaning you got to be the counterpart to whatever they're going to be. So if Barbie's the hot thing this year and she already doesn't have her Ken, you show up as Ken and make that happen.
You become her Ken.
You become her Ken. Play it up.
If she's like, yeah, I think I'm going to be like someone from Toy Story, you better show up as Buzz Lightyear or
why?
Woody.
Because everybody's extra little loosey-goosey when it comes to Halloween. The booze is flowing, right? And they're dressed up. When people are dressed up, they get a little crazier.
Well, I guess they're not the ones sleeping with you.
Right.
It's the costume.
It's Barbie, right? So
Barbie didn't make bad decisions.
Exactly.
No, I didn't make bad decisions.
No, but you
Barbie made bad decisions.
You fall into that. So you show up as Ken. You make that happen. You have a good time. Those are the do's and the don'ts.
All right. Well, hey, thank you for hanging with us. Another episode of Overpromised. We got your football picks in. And don't forget, World Series today. I give you those picks on Wednesday. So have at it. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll see you back on Fox Sports Radio on Monday. And then another Overpromised Wednesday. So if you miss anything on the YouTube channel for Fox Sports Radio, and of course, anywhere you get your pods, just search Overpromised.
Follow. Hit the follow. Thank you, guys.
And until next time, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the Overpromised land.
Goodbye.